today we're gonna move little Zula. But I ran into a problem, but the tank is in. I just got a design I really liked on the first try. What's up fur family, welcome back to the animal room. I hope you're ready for today's new video. It's a bit dark around me because it's early. All the tank lights are still off, but we're gonna do something very exciting today. Because today we're gonna move little Zula over here. Well, we're not just gonna move her, we're gonna move the entire tank from this rack over here all the way to the other side of the room, down there, right underneath the ropefish aquarium. And because we are moving the tank, we have to drain it completely, take out all the substrate. So we're also going to change out the background. We're going to do a little rescape, nothing too crazy, but it's going to look a little bit different. And that's the project for today. So I hope you're ready and let's get started. Alright, so I messed up that first shot over there since I forgot to hit record. But what we did basically was siphon out all of the debris like a normal oil change, right? Nothing too crazy. Now I got this big box over here. I'm gonna fill this up with a little bit of water, not too much, and then take out all of the plants. So next up, this thing will be completely empty. You know what? Let me turn on these lights. Yep, that will work much better. I'll give you guys a better angle into this tank. Alright, little progress update. This thing looks like, well, nothing much. Just sand and dirt left in there. We're gonna clean it out in a minute, but first I want to show you that all the plants are now in this bucket over here, which will be really easy if we start planting. Just grab them there, put them there, and well, you get the idea. And over here we have Zula and a Nerite snail. Now this thing is really small. Once we got this thing cleaned out, I'm gonna fill up one more bucket, the last bucket we take out. And in that bucket we'll keep Zula until we got her tank ready for her once again. So let's continue cleaning this thing out. Alright, the tank is empty. This is the last bit of water we got out. So let's grab Zula and a Nerite snail. Don't worry, little one, don't worry. And release them back into here. Come on, yes. Perfect, and don't forget the Nerite snail. Great, let's put a lid on top just to be sure. Alright, we now have the tank completely cleaned off and out of that rack. But I ran into, well, I don't really want to call it a problem, but it kind of is. I put the self-leveling mat down here where the tank is going to be. And I thought this tank would have the same depth as this tank. And the only difference between the two would be that this one is a little bit wider. But that's not the case. Because now that I put the leveling mat in there, it's pretty clear that it's also not as deep as the other one. There's a few centimeters difference. So what I wanted to do was align it all the way to the front, like so. But then you'll get a pretty big gap back here. If we take a look from this angle, it means you can see behind the tank. And I don't really like that idea. So I might push the entire tank a little bit back on the stand, which means you won't be able to see behind the tank anymore, but there will be a big edge in front of the tank, which isn't ideal, but it does have a few pros. For example, if I'm feeding the fish, I can put down the food right in front of the tank and then just grab it with one hand. But I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do yet, but that's okay. Because first we're gonna remove the paint from the sides of this tank and install the black window film. Alright, the hard part is over, the tank is in, the background has been changed and it is looking really good. So what's next? Well, it's almost time to escape, but first I'm gonna empty this pot with aqua soil into some of these media bags. We'll be placing the media bags along the back there and then start escaping from there. So let's go. Alright, that's pretty quick, but I just got a design I really like on the first try. Just by altering pieces of driftwood with these rocks, and yeah, now I have a simple wall. I'll be placing all the plants behind there, except for the crypts. I think I'll place those in front. And then just like that, we'll have a really easy, good looking tank. Alright, the tank is all filled up, it looks great, so now it's time to get Zula and introduce her into our new tank. Yes! Don't worry buddy, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. There you go. And the snail as well. And with that, this tank is finished. I really hope you liked the video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content like it. And then I'll see you guys next week with another project.